Welcome back, my family, for another Pick a Skull. Where's he pointing at? He's pointing at the skulls. Pick a Skull reading live. He's going to be channeling today. He's going to be channeling your star seed lineages. I'm excited about this. So, let's first off show the skulls. Show the gemstone fam. Okay? Some people don't like skulls, so pick the gemstone material. Okay? We've got emerald, number 1. Number 2, this beautiful yellow. We've got Bumble Bee Jasper. Number 3, we've got Serpentine. And number 4, White Jade. Okay, so let's spend a little bit of time with each so you can make the appropriate decision, which I have not done yet myself. Which one am I picking? We'll figure that out in a minute. Katie! Welcome. So, number 1. Okay, number 1. What are we channeling here? This is going to be your Andromedin, other dimensional version, higher self, whatever vernacular you prefer to use. I like ODV or other dimensional version. Oof, number 2. Okay, so let me let you know the word that Spirit gave me for this starseed lineage, because they no longer want to be just called the golden triangle head beings. So the golden triangle head beings, if you don't know who they are, you can probably just Google that and find it. They've been seen by many of us. They have special gifts where they can basically touch forehead to forehead and pass huge packets of information. Do they have other ways of communicating? Of course they do. But this whole kind of thing that you see when someone's touching their forehead to a horse's forehead or something like that, this is real magic. This is real skill sets that we have, and they are called the Atrians, Atrian. So that is what they would like to be called. You can still call them the golden triangle head beings, of course, but that is obviously not what their name is. I call myself oval-shaped white face. So anyways, number 3, you would, by the way, Joanne, you would love you so much, Mama Bear. Draco, okay? He will be channeling Draco. He's excited about this. Our Draco dragons, they get a lot of bad rap, but they're at the top of the cosmos for a reason. Oof. Speaking of the top, speaking of that place, some of you might not have heard of, oh my God, that thing is glowing. This is the White Jade. The White Jade today will be being the conduit to channel the Polarian Starseeds. What is a Polarian Starseed? Polarian Starseed are the starseeds that are said to be hailing in from parts known from the North Star, what is known as the North Star. So if you picked number 4, you picked Polaris or Polarian. Number 3 is Draco, or, you could just think about it like your neighborhood used to not be so friendly dragon, but is friendly now. Number 2 will be your Atrian golden triangle head beings. And everybody knows the Andromedins. Come on. So, what number am I? What do you got? Where's my message? Spirit, where's my message? 2. Okay. Alexander's going with 2. 2 meaning Atrian, right? Okay. Okay. Isn't this fun? All right, let's open up the proper container. Rom, you know what to do. And then we've got the camera is ready to go to show you guys the table so we can see the cards. So I'm going to be using cards, and I'm going to be actually opening up my stream to be the speaker, the microphone for the highest order of benevolence of these starseed lineages that wants to come through to communicate with my galactic family, with my spirit family, you who are traveling around on Spaceship Gaia with me Thank you for watching Galactic Tarot. Thank you for being here. I love you all so much. Let's get right on into this. Okay. No. Okay. All right. Got it. Not the biggest galactic update. A lot of what's been going on, the shifts that have been going on, I've talked about on Patreon. Big shout out to the patrons supporting the channel. Some things are settling in. Some major galactic pieces from what has taken place with this 1111 gateway are settling into place. The best thing that I can tell you, which has been the theme, has been truly accessing your divine masculine, the true divine masculine, being able to identify the differences between the new reality and the old patriarchal disturbing forces. And your inner child is wanting to work together with this grandfather frequency to truly create that which it is that you came here to create. Whether that is a happy place, a business, a certain thing that you came here to get to the next step, I would just love to communicate that as your galactic update. A lot of things are coming through about money, our relationship with money, our relationship with the divine masculine, our relationship with ourself, and there's much, much more to come, my family. Thank you for being here. So without further ado, let's grab these cards. Let's clear them, and then let's write the time down for Andromeda. 6:46. 6:46. Oh, yeah, a little bit of water. Make coffee okay. Oh, the highest order of benevolence in the Andromedin Counsel. In this present moment, please assist Alexander with aligning the proper reading for everybody that chose the stone type of emerald and everyone who chose the number 1 skull. In this present moment, for the highest order of the I am that I am, 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 that I am. Taylor! Okay. We just started, Josie. We just started. Oh, let me pull up the cam. Just we're talking about this guy, huh? All righty. Oh, Lindsay, don't get me riled. It's too early in the video to get me riled. Accurate, though. Accurate. Yeah, we will be talking about that at some point. Thank you for being here, everybody. The multidimensional access that you have gained, somebody maybe needs to tell you that you've gained the multidimensional access that you have in this reality, because you're looking at this reality as you looked at the last reality, and this reality is very different from the last reality. We are seeing this Empress card and this Emperor card come through. We are seeing that these new effects that are these old effects on how the entire honeycomb matrix can be accessed, and how you are being asked to access these for your entire reality, for your entire bloodline, for your entire DNA makeup, for your entire history as a spirit, past, present, and future in this present moment. Many of you that picked this skull, many of you are looking at things how they were. Many of you are looking at things and wondering, do I go left? Do I go right? What is it that I should do? There are many answers that can come through, but the first one that's coming through in the reading is making the decision to manifest something that will happen in that present moment when the manifestation begins and the manifestation comes to be. Look at this as throwing out a boomerang and having the boomerang return with what you asked to be in the boomerang. So we see that here in the physical, you're being asked to be the mother container, and here in the spiritual, you're asked to be the father container. What does this truly mean? This is talking about the physical planet, and this is talking about the energetic sky, the sky gods, the wind elementals, the spirit. To look at this as if it is humidity, and to look at this as if it is the water. These are both different forms of the same thing, but they are the same thing. This is what is needed for you to truly counsel the self. This is how you got to this present moment. This is how you learned to be able to access multidimensionality. When something is happening in multiple dimensions, it has to happen here. When you make the appropriate alignments to have things happen in multiple dimensions, then it has to happen here. So what does it take to make those decisions? What does it take to make those shifts in all of the realities, or more of the realities than less? Look at this as tipping the scale. What is it that you need on one side of the scale to make things fall into this physical reality, be it if it may be 3D, 5D, 7D, 9D, 11D. The actual dimensional assignment and attunement of what we are looking at is not what is most important right now. If people keep waiting to get to the fifth dimension, if people keep waiting to get to this other place, how will they ever know if they are there, or if they've already moved past and beyond that? Looking at what's going on in the news and looking at what's going on in the reality is a way to get stuck in the trap of the way that you made sure that you would wake up, by you having certain things that are very disagreeable in nature, that you don't wish to be seen. These are the tools that were necessary for you to stand up and actually manifest and make a change, for you to be the true way showers. Many of the way showers that we're seeing are not truly showing the way. They are representing an old patriarchal paradigm, which is no longer serving. They are wanting to be the leader. They are wanting to be the dean of the school. They are wanting to be the chief of the people. They are wanting to be the captain of the ship. They are wanting to be this thing that is no longer serving us, when we are sitting at a table that is round, or when we are sitting at a table that is the honeycomb matrix of emerald, this six-sided, very, very nearly indestructible shape, which works in tune with the five-sided, the six-sided. The six-sided is representing both aspects of the grandfather frequencies, both accesses of the mother frequencies, and both accesses of the inner child. When these are working together seamlessly and then casting the shadow from this bigger body that you have attained, we see why some have not wanted to acclimate to these access points, because as your container grows, it casts more light. When you cast more light, that light will touch things on the outskirts of your field, beyond the field that you're used to, and start to cast new shadows that then will have to be integrated and embodied. This is what you came here to do. This is what you asked for. This is how you made sure you would wake up. So instead of looking at the problem as if it is the problem, look at the problem as if it is your solution, your ammunition, if you will. And it's not about weapons. It's not about serving. It's not about clearing. It's about actually being able to see and agreeing with yourself what will be in your future reality. If you look at a lot of these naysayers and what they're talking about and what's being manifested by some, you can jump into that ship with that distorted patriarchal captain, or you can be the captain of your own ship, where everybody is the captain, where everybody sits at the round table, where everybody has a say, where everybody is allowed and pushed and rewarded for being themselves and acting like themselves, instead of being in this reality where you have to fit into a cookie cutter, fit into a mold to make sure that you do not upset the people around you. You came here to get a specific job done. You have the ability to communicate with nature, and you're looking upwards and outwards. Those of you that chose skull number 1, you chose Mama, you chose Gaia, you chose Andromeda, you chose the stone frequency of emerald. So what it's being asked to communicate with you is down below. That might be scary, but guess what? The planet that we're all traveling on right now is down below. There is a certain healing or a certain realization that is necessary for us to be able to truly access the energy of the planet. She is ready. She is magnetic. She is more powerful than anything that can be here, because she has an auric field. She has multiple dimensions working simultaneously through her, our mother Gaia. So will you step up and do what you came here to do? Many of you might be thinking, now I am doing what I came here to do. There is more. If you are here watching this message, if you picked that skull, there is more, and you know that. Maybe there's more that is not wanting to be done. Maybe you are tired. Maybe you are wanting a break, but it is not time to take a break. It is time to access that which we have accessed, because we are coming to a very important gateway. This next 1221 to 1224 window shall not be overlooked. Will you be manifesting more war, or will you be manifesting more true embodiment and integration and evolution? It's not about manifesting peace. It's about manifesting evolution. When you manifest the evolution, then people will see. If they are evolving, then they will see. Then they will stop. Then they will start. Thank you. 1947. Kitty. Hey, Winnie. Who's in here? Who's in here? Let's just take one break for Alexander to get maybe an eighth of the way back into his body. Welcome, V. Welcome, CC. Winnie. Melody, Josie, where are you guys punching? Taylor, Lindsay, I'd pop that one up, but it might rile me. Thanks for being here, Lindsay. Carol, Jim, Denise, and Laura, and Bilbo, and my sister Andriana, and Katie. Welcome. There's more. I just thank you for all for being here. Thank you. Let's get into the next portion of readings. This will be the Atrian Starseeds. 2111. Oh my God, I like that even better. You guys been noticing all those 111s lately? It's like they came back out of nowhere. The 1111s and the 111s and the 1011s and 1110s. Everywhere. All right. Oh, God. Oh, what are you pulling on my wing for? All right, hold on. All right. Let's go. The Atrian Starseed counsels, your Atrian higher selves and other dimensional versions, the Golden Triangle head beings, are wanting to communicate with me, to communicate with you in this present moment. The first set of readings and this set of reading is about miscommunication through love. What's wanting to be coming through from the love is the fact of who and what you are and how long you've been existing here. who and what you are, and you having the ability to manifest what you've manifested in the past. There are certain levels of free will that come to be. There are certain levels of free will for everybody that's around us. We do not have the ability to control people in this reality. But there are certain ways that when we are changing from one dimension to another, from one station to another, from one timeline to another, from one pocket of reality to another, where these people can shift, these people can change drastically. Where is the free will in that is what we have to ask you today. This is truly showing you the power that you have. This is like the misrepresentation of these, what are called Mandela effects. You see these glitches, to blame these on some outside force, to blame these on some dark system, when you have created these, when you have left these signs here for you to wake up in this present moment and in the last present moment. These are miracles that were left to show you that you are no longer in the reality in which you were just in. So to immortalize some of the things that you are thinking, those of you that chose skull number 2, some of you that chose this Bumble Bee Jasper material, some of you are thinking things that should not be being thought. Thoughts that Alexander has, for example, on how this algorithm, how this internet works. Maybe it worked that way in the old reality. But to bring those thought structures here, when we have a job to get done, it's about releasing these things. It's about releasing some of these people that we're trying to take with us. We're trying to save them. Trying to save certain people could, in turn, remove them from our reality. This is the cold, hard truth that some of you are probably not wanting to hear. If you have chose a reality that these people are also not choosing, they have 2 options. They have the option to let a walk-in come into them and have this different version of them, which might be more positive in the future. Or they have the option to actually physically exit their spirit from the reality. The physical exiting of these spirits as we are moving towards these places of longer life or immortal life or whatever is truly coming in these multidimensional epic realities that you have chosen in this golden age timeline to access. You need to just allow, you need to trust those. You can no longer blame something that they did, a medication that they took, someone else in their lives, a lover, a husband, a wife. Everything is being asked to be looked at in the mirror. Why did you manifest this? When we look at things as if why did we manifest them, we have now had the duality to control things in the mind. One eyeball being moon, one eyeball being the sun, and everything being created in the nation of the Magi, the I-Magi nation. It is our thoughts that become our words, and it is our words that are the spells that manifest the reality. So the biggest message that we have to bring to you right now is this blame is bringing more to blame. These way of talking about how things are is not how things are. It's how things were. And it's how things are being created in this present moment by you, by me, by all of us. Regardless of what number and what skull you picked, there is a message here for everybody. And it's to be able to look at the frequency of love by knowing that the frequency of love is the only real house of magic. It is the magic that will continue to manifest these astral bodies. What is it that you see when you look at the moon? What is it that you see when you look at the sun? What is it that you feel from these celestial deities, these celestial beings? Every one of these stars and every one of these planets, wherever they may be in this present moment, has an archetypal functionality which is connected to that. If we are looking at those archetypal connections that are outside as if they are a problem, then they are a problem on the inside, because whatever is going on out here is happening in here. So this is a double-edged magic. This is a very powerful magic. To be able to find something within our vessel, it will shift it outside. To be able to shift something outside, it will shift it inside. This is why sometimes when the house is messy, money stops coming in. When certain things are placed in certain places as we're going through certain traumas, when we look at these with actual dream state interpretation, by looking at the physical reality with dream state lucidity, we're able to actually break down and see that we are representing the things on the outside that we know we are dealing with mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally, astrally, wherever they are happening. Stop blocking your own message. Allow your own message. Allow your own purpose. To be able to always find the problem, you always will find the problem. E vontade três composta três campas divididos da You are the technology. By waiting to access technology that you already are, you are the blending of all of these things as one in this present moment. If you are looking at a certain planet or a certain archetype or a certain frequency or a certain starseed lineage as if they are the problem, then you are making that problem within yourself, within your mind, within whatever dimension. You are making that on every single floor. When we do something in one place, we have done it everywhere. It might look different as we go up the dimensions because things lose physicality very quickly. But what is it that you are doing here? How did you show up this morning? And how will you show up tonight? There we go. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. 34 to the dot, huh? Okay. Moon, moon, sun, sun. Anyone? Just throwing it out there. Oof, this comfort. Bomb. Many of you have been misinformed. By many of you have been misinformed, we mean you all have been misinformed about the true essence and power of this Draco lineage, of this dragon. Things have been being looked at as if certain things were evil, but there was a certain journey, there was a certain path that was chosen that most would not have survived. Removing of the inner child to have certain karmas be created was necessary to get to the next stage in the evolution of all. By removing this frequency and by storing this frequency in one place, this made certain demigod type level deities that are in lower dimensions than where these demigod frequencies belonged in. This was necessary for this present moment, as many of you were forgiving what took place, while many of you were embodying what took place, as you were part of this lineage, as you were part of these frequencies, as you were traveling through these cosmos, basically inside of one of these beings. The true child, the true essence of the child, and the true happiness of the child gets to a state where it can glow and shine beyond anything that is even fathomable, anything that isn't fathomable. There is no idea to the balance that can be seen beyond the veil of this priestess type child. The priestess is what popped out of the deck, which is the number 2, and now the number 11 has come up, which is the masculine form of the priestess. There are things that are set into a certain place where they are now overflowing, where the container is overflowing and overflowing and overflowing, and many of you are looking at it as if it is overflowing with light. But this light is at a higher degree of light. It is almost like some form of honey. It is almost like some form of lack of better words, slime. But slime does not mean that this is gross. That does not mean that this is vile. This is talking about the decisions that you made to balance this reality. You asked back in the past to your past versions, how is it possible for us to ascend this reality into the future? And what was necessary was to go full blown for one aspect, to go full blown one direction. It was not possible for that aspect to go this direction if the inner child was present. The inner child is back. The inner child is healed. And because of what took place in this other timeline, these inner children, if you will, are more powerful than any aspect known because they all came to one single point. All of the archetypal functionalities came together as one because all of these dragons and all of these colors and all of these Dracos and all of these, whatever you look at, these hydras and these Ashlesian things and these reptilians and whatever you are looking at, they have all stemmed from the one. They have all stemmed from this one frequency that is this caduceus blending together as one, but showing up as separate. And when all of this inner child energy of all these different archetypal functionalities needed to be essentially stored somewhere, it came together as one. So this has all begun from the child and ended from the child. And it's because of this child frequency that then something will be able to go from child to young adult to adulthood to get to this frequency of the grandmother, of the grandfather, and so on and so forth. This ascension process was started and begun by going into this level of balance, karma, dharma, beginning, ending. And you know this on some level. You know what was necessary to make sure for you to wake up in this point because you look back on your past. You look back when you were 17 years old. You look back when you were 28 and a half, and you see what you were dealing with in those moments. The karmas that you created at the younger years before that and the reoccurring patterns that you saw were because of your strong connection to your, what you call dragons here. This is something that the entire reality agrees with, but the entire reality looks at this as if this is my shadow side. I'm just that type of night walker shadow thing, this thing, that thing. This is nothing like that. This is the highest frequency of glowing light inner child that is possible. This is the frequency of I want to play. I want to enjoy. I want to be in my enthusiasm where my frequency cannot be wavered in any way, shape, or form. This is what this starseed lineage, this is what you came here to remember, to embody for your family, for your soul family, for your portion of the archetypal functionality, which is the pie that is humanity. With every truth, there are untruths, and with every untruth, there are truths. Following your feelings, following your gut, and making the appropriate decisions based upon how you feel in that moment. Many of you watching this reading right now, many of you that didn't even choose this number, are noticing how things that you manifested in the past in a frequency that is not allowed in this reality are seeing that those things are falling apart. You're looking up to the sky. You're looking inwards. You're asking yourself why you manifested this. You're asking God why this was manifested. You're asking the universe why this is happening. This is happening because of the vibration in which these things were started in. If we start things in a lower vibrational frequency of lack or FOMO or fear or worthlessness, plain and simple, you are worthy. You are beyond worthy. You are beyond forgiven for everything that has taken place. And your cup is overflowing there and here and where we are going. So what is your cup overflowing with right now? What is your cup overflowing onto your children? What is your cup overflowing onto your lover? What is your cup overflowing into your workplace? What is your cup overflowing as you drive through life and fly through life and navigate this multidimensional reality? Because how you are moving through here and where you are is how you're moving through everywhere else. So be patient. You worked so hard on your patience to this point, whether you realize it or not, whether you feel patient or not, whether you realize that you're listening more to people or not. You are more patient and you do care more. And that is because of what you acclimated to. Think of these scales on the dragon. Think of the work you've done as what would be considered in the martial arts as hard body training. When the hand repeatedly falls into the sand and repeatedly falls into the sand, this makes the hand, this makes the joints, this makes the bones grow back stronger. That is what these scales are. These scales, which are the diamond light, which is to assure that you have the tools in every present moment to get the job done. Oh. Ja, fortsätt. What if the dragon wings or bat wings, how they appear, were the grounds from inside of the planet to actually be the physical ability to grow feathers onto these structures? What if these structures were symbolic in nature and people are looking at these wings, that they exist in these physical forms, but these wings are actually existing as all of the little miniature downloads? As the feathers grow, each feather has its own fiber. Each one of these fibers is an individual angelic download, a Phoenician download, a phoenix. Each one of these individual fibers are challenges and shadows that were transpired and seeds that were planted to then grow into these new stages and ways of being in this multidimensional reality. We thank you for being here. We thank you for listening and hearing our piece. And we thank you for working on your patience and your forgiveness. Oh. All right, 50:08. Nicholas, my brother, welcome. Ooh, I love this question, Andromedin. What dimension are the Atrians in? Oh, Physical reality, whichever dimension that may be for you. 6, 9, and 13, for sure. Depending on somebody's archetypal functionality will depend on whether or not they are what would be known as a messenger. To look at an angel with the wings on their back as if they are in this realm that's up here, and to look at the physical embodiment without wings as if they are grounded to the planet. But then when we see these examples of Thoth or Mercury with the wings on the feet, this is representing working in multiple dimensions simultaneously, being the messenger that moves from one to the other. So if somebody has a certain messenger archetype, then these beings and these frequencies, regardless of what they are, whether they're Syrian or Pleiadian or Lyran or whatever they are going to be traveling through other floors and traveling through other dimensions, because that is their job and that is their skill set. But where do they normally would like to reside is 6th dimension, 9th dimension, and 13th dimension. Excellent question. I'm actually going to just change this time. And then we're going to do 5233. All right. Let's go Polaris. Here we go. From the Oof. Wow. Oof. Mm. Spirit, physical messages, job, multidimensional job, the tools, the tree. If we are the highest branch of the tree, then we are the lowest edge of a root under the ground of the tree, of the functionality. So if you've chosen this North Star, if you've come from this area, which is relatively close in the grand scheme of starseed lineages, if you've chosen this area to reincarnate from, if this is your being sense of being the North Star, being the guiding light for others, this is what we are wanting to communicate with you in this present moment. Teaching the process of how you navigated that which was you, basically going through these hard times, going through these things, clearing the DNA, clearing the karma. This is a multidimensional process. Not only do you have to clear your past lifetimes as having different last names, where your parents were there, where your uncle was there, where your sisters and brothers were there, where your friends right now were there with different last names, so to speak. You're also were asked to be able to clear your DNA, which is holding the frequencies of maybe great grandpa wasn't the best person. Teaching this process to others is what is being asked of you. Because when you are the guiding light to others, you can give them the ability to guide themselves. You can give them the ability to do these things. But those of you that picked skull number 4, those of you that picked this white jade, this pure frequency, you are very, very, very pure in nature. You are very loving, and that is very sweet. But you're being asked to no longer enable these people, being asked to no longer take their, as Alexander would say, the backpack full of rocks. It is true, you know how to deal with what they're dealing with, but you're being asked to deal with what you will be dealing with in the future moments. How do you lead others when you're constantly dealing with the problems that you know of in this present moment? If there is a new problem that you're being asked to be able to decipher, if you came in here with a specific cocktail, with a specific blending of archetypal functionalities and starseed lineages to figure something out multidimensionally in the future, which maybe would have already been figured out in this present moment, but you're too busy clearing the family, clearing the families of the families and the friends and the girlfriends and the this person and the this person at work and to this stranger at the market. That is precious, but that has come to a head, and we're asking you to no longer do that. You can still be doing that by being the way shower, by being the example, by being the guiding light. And when people ask you, how did you do this? How did you create this? How did you turn this situation where this person seemed unlovable or you seemed unlovable? And how did you become the embodiment of love? How did you do what you did? When you get asked those questions, possession is no longer an option. Your message and your words no longer being heard are no longer an option. The fact that you've allowed yourself to pick up somebody's backpack full of rocks and transmutated that backpack, and then when they pick that backpack back up, you've picked it up a second time, this is not allowed. You are no longer allowed to do this for others. That is the same frequency as enabling. What if the fact that you've been basically preventing their fall is why they haven't fallen? And why they haven't fallen is why they haven't truly woken up to their divine powers, why they haven't truly woken up to their art, why they haven't truly made that music. Think back, all of you writers, all of you artists, and all of you musicians that chose skull number 4. When did you create your best music? When did you create your best art? We'll give you a moment. Good, very good. When you were going through the most difficult times in your life. So if what you are doing, you're looking at as love, and you're preventing the most difficult parts of the loved ones around you or the strangers around you's fall, how do they truly learn how to stand up on their own? How do they truly learn how to fish so they can teach others how to fish? How do they truly learn how to be the real way shower? Part of being the way shower is by being in allowance and allowing things to take place. So when these text messages, when these phone calls, when these people show up and you see this reoccurring pattern, to not, how do we say this? It's very crude language that is spoken here. Sometimes it's not even about the words that you say. It's about the flash of the eyes. It's about looking at somebody. You can look at somebody and tell them that they're making a mistake. But if you're looking at them with a certain gaze and they can read that gaze can pack paragraphs. That gaze can pack chapters. You have the ability to do this. This is why you've been said to have your eyes have sparkled at certain points. Doesn't it seem important to have your eyes sparkle more often? Why are they only sparkling at certain points? Because you are being bogged down from certain times in the past by other people's problems, by other people's issues, and these issues become your issues. You're being asked to no longer do that. If you chose White Jade, if you chose the number 4, if you chose a message from the Polarian Starseed Council, other people's karma is their karma. They came here and they chose that karma so they could see a reoccurring pattern. If they're not able to see the reoccurring pattern, they're no longer able to see their multidimensionality. You are not letting them fall by letting them fall. You are letting them raise to greatness. So please, remove this lens that you are looking at these people through, because the lens has a smudge on it. The lens might be dirty, and there's a better lens that you can be looking at reality through. As good as reality might seem, as good as the lens might seem, you can always go back to that lens, but maybe attempt having a different lens and dealing with what comes from cutting off certain people that have been maybe abusing your light, maybe asking you the same question too many times, maybe showing up with the same problem and never resolving it. Does that mean that you need to fight with them, you argue with them, that you need to speak about this? No. Like we were saying, it's all in the gaze of the eyes. So what will come through your eyes in this next present moment? And thank you for coming here to help others and guide others and being this guiding light, being this North Star. I'm gonna go. Okay. Is there more to say? Okay. Sister Soul, welcome in. Thanks for being here. Thank you to everybody that's supporting the channel. Thank you for everybody that's liked, subscribed. 25% of the people that watch my videos are actually not subscribed. I appreciate you watching either way. Thank you to those of you that assist in the channel's growth, that share the video out, that like the video, that comment on the videos. We appreciate you helping Alexander help others. The Polarian Council has decided to stay for some reason. I don't know what's supposed to happen after this recording. This might be an odd outro, but thank you for being here. Alexander loves you so much. We'll see you very soon. I love you. Love you, love you, love you.